Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Lifesculptors podcast. I'm your host, Dante Poole, and I am always really grateful for the opportunity to engage in conversation with you. Man, today I want us to think about this. Like, there's something that we've heard at some point in our lives, and for some people, it's a principle they live by, and that is, if I'm not doing something, then I'm being lazy. Yes, we come to this conclusion, right? That if I'm not like doing something, accomplishing something, then it must then I'm just being lazy, and and so you feel tired, you feel overwhelmed, and y'all the solution to that is not more discipline. It's not more effort. It's not to keep pushing. Oh, we have been told just keep pushing. But what if that doesn't really tell the whole story? Because there are moments when we do need to keep pushing, but what if what we often call laziness is really dysregulation? Mm. Like, well, what if avoidance of things isn't defiance, it's depletion? And what if real irresponsibility isn't that we don't do enough, but that we don't take responsibility for ourselves as a resource? Oh, man. Yes, I am saying that oftentimes what we call irresponsibility, because I'm taking a moment, really is me being responsible. And when I ignore the need for rest, then I'm being irresponsible over the resources needed to accomplish the things that I'm supposed to accomplish in my life. Ah, man. Okay, today I'm going to read you this book, part of the Grumpy Monkey series. It's called Play All Day. And what I want you to listen to is the main character, his name is Jim Pansy. Jim Pansy, like a monkey, like a chimpanzee, only Jim Pansy, right? And what I want you to pay attention to is not just what he does, but what is his behavior really communicating? Uh, come on. Let's get into Jim Pansy's story. Play all day. It was a busy afternoon in the jungle, and Jim Pansy had to tidy his branch, search for food, clean his teeth, and pick fleas out of his fur. Jim didn't want to do any of that. I kind of like cleaning my branch, said Norman next door. I don't, said Jim. It's boring. Plus, every time I clean it, it just gets messy again. Ugh, I'm not cleaning anymore. Not even your teeth? Asked Norman. He's the gorilla next door, y'all. Not anything, said Jim. I'm just going to have fun and play all day. And there was lots of fun to be had. You should sing with us, said the birds. Jim had fun singing. And you should swing with us, said the monkeys. Jim had fun swinging. You should roll with us, said the zebras. Jim had fun rolling. You should stroll with us, said the peacocks, and Jim had fun strolling. Having fun is the best, shouted Jim. But when the others had to stop, we have to clean our nest, said the birds. We need to graze with said the zebras, and it's time for a nap, said the monkeys. And we're an absolute mess. We must go preen, said the peacocks. Be boring if you want to, said Jim. I'm going to play with somebody else. And there were plenty of other animals to play with. You should kick sand, said the gecko, or the lizard. You should catch leaves, said the porcupine. You should stomp your feet, said the elephant. You should jump up and down, said the frog. You should play tag. Oh, you should make a splash. You should roll a ball. You should make funny faces. You should laugh. Jim played and played and played. He was having a great time. But then his tummy rumbled. Maybe you should find some food, suggested the marabou. No, said Jim. Finding food is boring. I'm having fun. Jim tried to play ball, but he was so itchy he kept dropping it. Fleas, said Warthog. Maybe pick them. No, that's boring, said Jim. I'm having fun. Jim jumped up and down, but then he stopped suddenly. Bathroom break? Bullfrog suggested. I don't need a bathroom break, said Jim. I'm having fun. You don't look like you're having much fun, Jim, said the other animals. Jim looking all stressed, y'all. I am having fun, shouted Jim. And then he fell to the ground. Jim was exhausted. He was hungry. His throat hurt. He was itchy and dirty and cold. Playing all day isn't really all that fun, Jim sighed. Too much of anything can be, well, too much, said Norman the gorilla. So Jim did all the things he needed to do. He took a bathroom break. He found bananas to eat and even picked his teeth afterwards. Jim took a bath, plucked the fleas out of his fur, and finally he tidied his branch so he could go to sleep. None of it was fun. But Jim felt great afterward. Ha ha! Play all day. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all, most people walk away from the story thinking, yo, Jim just didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to do anything he needed to do. But that interpretation misses something important here. And because what looks like avoidance, like not cleaning, not eating, not engaging, it actually is resource depletion. Jim isn't refusing responsibility. He's mismanaging himself as a responsibility. Oh, let me say it again. Sometimes it's not that you are refusing responsibility. You are mismanaging yourself as a responsibility. Jim isn't being lazy, y'all. Jim is dysregulated. Let's talk about, because listen, self-regulation is important. It's important, and it's not a personality or willpower. That's not what this is. Self-regulation is a set of mental skills that help you to manage yourself in real life. And when those skills are strained, and it looks like laziness, but it's really dysregulation. Let me give you the three parts of self-regulation. There are three parts. There's the executive function, right? You've heard of executive function. It's the skills that we use for planning and setting goals, for remembering what matters, for shifting when things change, and it's self-control. And so it helps us with goal setting and follow through and those kinds of things. And when they're depleted, when executive function gets depleted, even the simplest decisions feel heavy. Okay. And then there's emotional regulation, right? And that's the capacity to handle big emotions, uncomfortable emotions like anger or frustration or stress or anxiety, and even excitement. It results in our ability to calm ourselves, to stay grounded in uncertainty. And when this breaks down, then rest stops being restorative. It becomes escapism. Which brings us to the last one, right? So we got executive function, emotional regulation, and then there's behavior regulation. And it's managing behaviors in healthy ways. It's when we inhibit ourselves from harmful impulses. Like I feel like I want to do something. I know it's going to cost me something that ain't good. And so when behavioral regulations is in place, I can stop myself from doing those things that I know are not going to be good for me. I make decisions and I do things, should I say, that align with my goals, with what I know I want to do, even when my emotions are loud and all over the place. And when this falters, then my desire doesn't translate into movement. See, Jim not cleaning and not eating and not engaging, it's not defiance. It's not even a character flaw. It's dysregulation. Oh, and that's important because we will judge someone and even judge ourselves as having some kind of character flaw because we're dysregulated. We misinterpret how people show up and call it lazy when maybe they're dysregulated. And when someone's dysregulated, they skip nourishment. They engaging with folks is irritating and y'all, this is not rebellion. This is a system strain. Mm, mm, mm. So rest can show up in two forms. The first one is when rest is an escape. It's avoidance. It's numbing. It's checking out. It, and it feels justified, but it's just it doesn't restore capacity though. It's like I just know I want to get away, but I'm not really addressing the issue. I'm just trying to get away. And then there's rest that's stewardship. When we talk about stewardship, it means that I'm being responsible over what's been entrusted to me. Your mind, your body has been entrusted to you by you. And you have to be a good steward of that. And so when rest is stewardship, it's intentional. It's time bound, right? So it's not like I just sleep all day and I don't do anything. No, I said I need this much time. I'm gonna set this much time to rest, right? It's purpose oriented, right? It's not just for the sake of resting for sake, right? It's aimed at something, right? And then in rest, you know what it does? It returns you to your best self. It returns you to your best self. And so Norman the gorilla, when he says, hey, too much of anything can be, well, too much. That's a great line, right? Because it tells us a truth about our lives that the problem isn't effort. That's not the problem. No, the problem is imbalance. Too much work breaks us. Too much disengagement dulls us. We are in trouble because they are both misaligned. Now, I can hear some folks saying, well, everybody ain't dysregulated. Some folk just being lazy. Or they may be saying, like, aren't we just rebranding irresponsibility as self-care? Like, huh? No, we're not. Just because, oh man, just because someone needs to rest, it doesn't mean that they are being irresponsible. And we have to be careful about our judgments of other people because really what we're doing is we're projecting the judgments we put on ourselves on other people. And we're calling them lazy and irresponsible when they really do need to take care of themselves. They need rest. Y'all, this is maintenance. That's all it is. It's not indulgence. It's maintenance. It's not escape. It, what it does is it helps restore a sequence that's important in our lives. And here's how the sequence goes: we need to eat. we need fluids, right? We need to drink some things like water. And I'm not talking about alcohol, right? Because some people are like, yeah, I need a drink. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about water, getting electrolytes back in your system, getting some vitamins and minerals back in that system through fluids. We need that, right? But we also need to get organized, tidy, clean ourselves. And this is not just about taking a shower. And y'all, I'm just telling you, sometimes taking a shower or a bath, oh, it does wonders for us. It just helps reset us, right? But we need that. We need to tidy our spaces. And sometimes you go into your office, you just need to clean your desk so you can be more productive. You need to clean your room. Some people reorganize their living room or their dining room, like or their bedrooms, like they move the furniture around every few months because it just gives them fresh perspective. It resets them. It's yes. But you know what else we need? Sleep. We need sleep, right? We need rest, right? And sometimes they're not the same thing, right? Sometimes sleep is not the same as rest. But we need rest, but we need sleep too. We need them both. And so this is why this part of the book, right at the end, it says Jim did not enjoy any of that. He didn't enjoy the cleaning and the tidying and the, picking his teeth and the fleas and all those things. He didn't enjoy any of that. But after he got it all done, he felt great afterwards. Ah, man. This wasn't about comfort. No, this was about him getting formatted, this is about formation into a lifestyle of rest. It's an important part of the sequence. We can't just eat, drink, work, but don't complete the sequence. We gotta rest. Right? And y'all, rest is not a reward for hard work. Rest is what's necessary for hard work. Rest is not the backside of the work, it's the front side of the work. Mm. We got to recognize this. We got to recognize this, right? That what we're struggling with isn't productivity. It's we're struggling with self-responsibility. We are a resource that has limits. I'm not finite. Like I'm not infinite, should I say? I'm finite. I have a limit, and if I don't recognize my limits and I go beyond my limits, not only am I not showing up well for me, I'm definitely not going to show up well for you. But I also got to remember that I have purpose. That when I don't rest, I lose track of the meaning behind my life. I don't even know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Oh, but we have purpose, y'all. We have limits. We have purpose, but we also have internal systems. And when we neglect those internal systems, you can't even think straight. You can't even think straight. And so like Jim, we're not failing at work. We're failing at managing the instrument through which work happens. We are failing at managing ourselves. Hmm. And that's where a lot of us are stuck. Because we complain or tell ourselves this narrative that if I don't get something done, I'm being lazy. Uh, y'all, we push ourselves harder than we ought to. Okay. And here's where it matters beyond this children's book, right? Beyond this, right? We talked last week about resentment in the previous episode. If you haven't seen it, go back and look at it. It's good stuff, right? But when people don't schedule intentional rest, we don't become more disciplined. We become resentful of the demands that we can no longer meet. Y'all. And what we call laziness really is us grieving over the energy we never learned to protect. Oh yeah, we heard people talk about I gotta protect my energy. I gotta protect my energy, right? We talk about matching energy and all this other foolishness around energy. And I'm not saying that there isn't some validity to that, but it becomes foolishness to me when the energy you're protecting isn't the one you're using to help you accomplish what needs to be accomplished. Like if you don't protect your energy by resting, It doesn't matter whether or not somebody's bringing negative or positive or whatever kind of energy into the space. It's not going to serve you well. Are you being a good steward of the energy that your body is producing to help you accomplish purpose? Hmm. You know what I'm really asking you? Are you being irresponsible towards yourself? Oh, we get mad at people for being irresponsible toward us, but we don't get the same kind of irritation, the same kind of frustration over us being irresponsible over ourselves. And when I am irresponsible towards myself, it always shows up as resistance towards responsibilities. I just don't feel like it. I don't want to. I know this stuff needs to get done, but you might be dysregulated. So let me offer just a couple of practices, maybe three, that you can engage in that I think will help you kind of sort through this. Here's the first one. I want you to think about what's your dominant rest pattern, meaning what's the way you normally engage in rest? Like, are you resting to recover or are you resting to escape? Because that's going to tell you something, right? I always start with let's get some awareness. Like we got to do some assessment about where we are, right? And if I don't understand why I'm resting, what my pattern is, then I'll miss the fact that I might be dysregulated. Hmm. Am I dysregulated in my executive function, my emotions, my behaviors? I don't know, but I need to understand that. I need to recognize my pattern. Right? That's the first practice, recognizing my pattern. The second thing I want you to do is we need to restore a healthy sequence. We got to restore this healthy sequence. Like we need to eat, we got to drink some fluids, we got to like organize ourselves, whether that's cleaning and tidying, but it also means sometimes going to the gym or moving something and being active and getting the right things into our lives. But it requires us to also rest. Hmm. And not because it's inspiring, but because it's regulating us. I need rest. I need that. I need to complete the sequence, right? Sometimes we don't complete the sequence. We eat, we drink, and we get to working and doing all the things, and we even go to the gym, but we are not resting. Complete the sequence, please. Restore a healthy sequence because your system needs it. Yes, your system needs it. And here's the last one. Here's the last practice. Schedule rest like a responsibility. I said what I said. Schedule rest like it's a responsibility. If it isn't scheduled, then it's not stewardship. Why do we treat rest like it's an improvisation? Are we just making it up like as we go along? Like I'll figure out when I can rest. You're gonna be burnt out up to a crisp because you won't take a moment to reset. Your mama would say, "Go sit down somewhere." I'm saying it on behalf of your mama and them. Go sit down somewhere. Uh, y'all, Jim wanted to play, not because he was trying to be irresponsible, but because he hadn't held his responsibilities in the right rhythm. He hadn't took care of himself the way he needed to. And at the end of the story, right, Jim doesn't become more motivated. He just becomes regulated. And when he can be regulated, he can function and do all the things that need to get done, including rest. See, he tends to what needs tending. He gets things in the right order. He doesn't pretend that it's even fun, but he takes care of it. Y'all, that's stewardship. It's taking care of the things that need to be taken care of, even when they're not fun. Hmm. And so I want to leave you with this question, because the question isn't why I don't want to do stuff. That's not the right question. Now, let me give you a better question. You ready? What would it look like for you to take responsibility for yourself with the same seriousness that you take responsibility for everything else? Oh, you need me to ask that question again. What would it look like for you to take responsibility for yourself with the same seriousness that you take responsibility for everything else? Eat, drink, rest, repeat. Oh, we need all of this in our lives, y'all, because it's the only way we show up as our best selves. It's time for you to stop being irresponsible over yourself. Okay. All right. This is Life Sculptors Podcast. You know who this is. I'm Dante. Well, I'm so happy. Listen, if you need help with this, reach out. Just come on. Shoot me an email. Shoot call Dante at lifesculptors.org. You know, look me up. Find me on all the social media platforms. Send me a DM. I'd love to help you with this. And remember this. You, you're exactly enough. Till next time, y'all.